Hey Bears fans! Gather round because there's some real chatter stirring up in Chicago and it's about potentially bringing in a powerhouse defensive presence. Albert Breer recently dropped a bombshell, naming the Bears as a possible landing spot for veteran defensive end Za'Darius Smith, an edge rusher who spent last season between Detroit and Cleveland. Now, Za'Darius is no spring chicken. He just turned 32, but even at that age, he recorded a total of 9 sacks last season across those two teams. That kind of veteran production still holds weight. A 4-sack, 8-game stint in Detroit helped push them to a #1 seed in the playoffs. And while their postseason didn't go as planned, the impact still counts. So what makes Za'Darius a fit for the Windy City? First, he brings insurance for DeMarcus Deodingbo, who head coach Dennis Allen clearly believed in early on. Allen scouted him, wanted him, and put a contract on the table, meaning the team is vested in Dio's development. But when you've got a rookie edge rusher like Dio, along with other young players like Austin Booker and Daniel Hardy, the question becomes, how much production can they deliver over a full season? That's where Smith comes in, not to block those guys, but to support them, add stability, mentorship, and a proven track record, and suddenly the front four feels deeper, smarter, more durable. If the Bears approach training camp and judge their existing edge core still shaky after evaluating snap counts and reps, a move for a seasoned player like Za'Darius makes sense. He's not a flashy splash signing that gets everyone hyped up, but he's the kind of reliable veteran who could quietly shore up the defensive line. With his size and skill set that align with Dennis Allen's preferences, he'd be a strong voice in the locker room and on the field. Might he push younger players? Might he keep them on their toes, knowing someone with a decade of experience is right beside them? Absolutely. Now that edge conversation transitions seamlessly to the secondary, where vibes have been building in an entirely different way. Word on the street is that Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and Yaquan Brisker have been training together this offseason, even linking up with former Seahawks corner Tyler Hall. They're hitting up drills with Jalen's brother, trainer Jimmy Johnson, getting early reps before pads go on. They're sprinting, pushing sleds, sharpening footwork and press coverage, focusing on anticipation, and they're doing it not because someone told them to, but because they want to. That player-led initiative is exactly the kind of chemistry builder a defense needs. Last year, the Bears ran a lot more zone coverages under Matt Eberflus, but with Dennis Allen's scheme shifting back toward man-to-man, the training makes sense. Yaquan Brisker even said the secondary's mission is to wreak havoc, and now you've got these four guys bonding off-season, priming themselves to back that up. Sure, not everyone shows up. Tyreek Stevenson wasn't there, but let's not weaponize that. The offseason invites personal schedules, family time, recovery. It doesn't mean Drake ignored Tyreek, it just means the group is investing in cohesion, and that cohesion, it could make the kind of difference where the sum of the parts becomes more than the whole. Speaking of depth, there's some swirling speculation around the defensive tackle rotation. The Bears grabbed Zach Pickens in round 3 back in 2023. And expectations were high, but thus far in 26 career games, his stat line reads 39 tackles for QB hits to TFLs, 1.5 sacks alongside a pass deflection and a forced fumble. And he missed significant time last season with a groin injury. Meanwhile, rookie Shamar Turner out of Texas A&M is gaining buzz as a powerful run stuffer who gets off the snap quickly. Toss veteran Grady Jarrett into the mix with Andrew Billings in as the anchor, and all of a sudden, that D-line rotation looks loaded, but in a way that threatens Pickens' spot. But here's the thing, Ryan Poles, our GM, isn't afraid to let young players fight it out. Cut downs happen, but readiness wins jobs too. So Pickens has time to answer the bell, especially in training camp. But if Turner takes snaps and wins reps, Pickens may be on the outside looking in. And depth here matters. All 5 of those Ds getting healthy reps, rotating inside and out, lined up against run and pass. That's how you stay fresh, stay sharp, stay in every fourth quarter. Voicemails. Oh, we got voicemails. Darius in Dallas calling and hot about Colston Loveland. He says the media in Chicago is primed to bury any tight end who doesn't post 5+ receptions a game. But Darius reminds us, Loveland is still young, skilled, and hasn't been fully utilized. He even points to former star Jimmy Graham, ranking him second among tight ends. And Graham's known for working with tons of talent in the offseason. So hold off on bust labels and let the kid grow, says Darius. Then Xavier jumps on, fired up about Caleb Williams being compared to Jordan Love. He digs into stats: 3,500 yards, 20 TDs, 6 INTs compared to Love's 3,300, 25 scores, 11 picks, and says, how is that worse? He's all about letting Caleb earn yardage on the field once camp starts. Lastly, we had Keys and White Boy Larry, big vibes with deep insight, loving the layered analysis. The commitment to telling it straight: balance, context, positivity with accountability. That's how this community rolls. No fluff. No wild headlines, just clear-eyed takes with heart. So where does all of that land today? Here's the club in transition, pushing veteran depth at edge, prioritizing cohesion in coverage, sharpening the edge rotation inside, and supporting dynamic weapons at tight end and quarterback. Training camp is just weeks away. Look for challenges, surprises, and a real shot at competition. That's what this roster is shaping up to be. No hype, no panic, just grown-ups grinding, and it's about time we see how it all shakes out on the field next. Now, while we're all buzzing about potential additions like Zadarius Smith, or maybe a surprise emergence from the young guns, let's not lose track of what really sets a defense apart in this league: depth, chemistry, and identity. It's easy to look at highlight reels and stats, but what defines whether a team's defense really breaks through is how well those second and third stringers can hold the line when the starters need a breather or, worse, go down with injuries. And when it comes to the Bears, the current challenge isn't just about finding stars. It's about finding reliability. It's about having guys who might not make headlines every Sunday, but who don't give up big plays when called on. That's why when people scoff at bringing in a 32-year-old edge like Smith, I say, look at last year. He was consistent, physical, disruptive, and most importantly, he finished the season strong. That's what this roster needs. It's not about the flash, it's about finishing. Now, when it comes to finishing, let's go back to this young secondary. Because if the front seven creates pressure and the back end is cohesive, that's when quarterbacks start making mistakes. The trio of Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and Yaquan Brisker has the potential to be something special. Johnson has already earned his stripes as a lockdown corner. Gordon has shown flashes, but still needs to grow in consistency. Brisker, that dude's got fire. He plays angry, but smart. And the fact that they're working together off-season, holding each other accountable outside of team facilities, it shows they're not just talking about being great, they're chasing it. That's a mindset shift. That's culture building. And in Chicago, that kind of culture can be contagious. But while those three are putting in the work, there's been some side chatter about Tyreek Stevenson not joining the workouts. And look, people are quick to speculate, especially in this fan base, but it's the off-season. And there could be a dozen reasons why a guy isn't in Vegas running drills, family, rehab, individual training plans. Let's not make more of it than it is. What matters is what we see when camp opens. If Stevenson is locked in and competing the way he did in his rookie year, none of this will even be a footnote. Meanwhile, back on the line, there's this growing question about the interior. Zach Pickens, who came in with expectations just a year ago, now finds himself under pressure. It's not necessarily his fault. Injuries sidelined him and limited his growth. But the league doesn't wait. Shamar Turner, who came out of Texas A&M, has the exact kind of burst and power that coaching staffs drool over. He's a disruptor, especially against the run. And then there's Grady Jarrett, who brings veteran savvy, and Andrew Billings, who's still the anchor of the run defense. So where does that leave Pickens? Right on the edge of the bubble. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Chicago may be heating up with more than just summer temperatures, as whispers around the Bears organization suggest a storm could be brewing. Between new head coach Ben Johnson and veteran defensive lineman Grady Jarrett, while nothing has been officially confirmed, sources close to the situation claim that Johnson recently made a bold and pointed statement. Behind closed doors, he's not playing with me anymore, referring to Jarrett. The comment, while short and sharp, is already setting off waves of speculation within NFL circles. Is there a rift between the coach and one of the most respected defensive players in the league? Has a disagreement behind the scenes escalated beyond repair? Grady Jarrett, who arrived in Chicago with high expectations and a proven track record from his time in Atlanta, was seen as a key veteran presence for a Bears defense undergoing a transformation. His leadership and experience were thought to be essential as Johnson, in his first year leading the team, seeks to instill a new identity. But if Johnson's remark holds true, Jarrett's role in Chicago could be in serious jeopardy or already over. Some insiders suggest this may stem from more than just on-field performance. Johnson, known for his no-nonsense approach and emphasis on culture, may be clashing with Jarrett over locker room dynamics or off-field discipline. Others speculate it could be a strategic move. Perhaps the Bears are looking to go younger on the defensive line, or maybe salary cap considerations are quietly at play. Neither the team nor Jarrett has issued a public statement, and attempts to reach representatives from both sides have so far gone unanswered. Still, the buzz is growing, and the potential fallout could have major implications for Chicago's defense moving forward. Whether this is simply an offhand comment blown out of proportion, or the beginning of a major shakeup, one thing is clear. Something is stirring in Chicago, and all eyes will be on Hollis Hall in the coming days. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.